Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This time I'm going to be doing Lumiere and Cogsworth's friendship quest. So first you will bring their friendship levels up and you can talk to Lumiere and start at your service. He's going to have you go to Remy's and talk to Remy to begin his quest line, and then you're going to have to enter into the Beauty and the Beast realm. Go straight from when you enter all the way back to that back room and go down the steps, and to the left you will see the French bread in the back room. Then you will walk into the library, and when you first walk in, you will see the first book, and then at the entrance into the hallway you'll see the second book, and then at that back corner on the left side of the fireplace you will see the other book. When you walk down the steps and go past the flowers, to the left is one of the spices. Then you will walk over next to the crafting station, and to the right you will see one of the other spices. And then around the other side of the doors where you come in, you will find the last spice. You'll then go back to Remy's and you have to clear up all of this broken dishes. Once you clear the broken dishes, you will then go to Tiana's and you are going to have to talk to Lumiere. And then once you talk to them in the kitchen, you are then going to cook these meals that they have you. And if you don't have the ingredients, you have to gather those ingredients to cook them. Once you cook them, you can then go and craft the romantic arch, which you have to have these items in order to craft them. So you may have to do some gathering with these quests. You will then place it in front of Tiana's and then enter into Tiana's again, and you will see all these ghostly flying plates and dishes. You will have to go around and collect them all and clean up the broken dishes in the floor like in Remy's. Now, once you're done walking around and finding all of those, you will talk to Lumiere and then the lights will come back on, and that will conclude the At Your Service quest. You can then talk to Lumiere again if you've brought his friendship levels up. I get their friendship levels up all the way before I start quests. It's just easier. And the second one is Here, There, and Everywhere. You have to go talk to Minnie, and then I went and talked to Moana. You can talk to Beast. Sorry, not Moana. That was later. Once you talk to the Beast, you're then going to go back into Tiana's palace, and you're going to find these ghostly clues lying around. Then you're going to go into Remy's and find some other ghostly clues that are lying around and give them to Lumiere. Once you are done talking to Lumiere, you are then going to talk to Jack, and he's going to tell you about this potion that you need to do, and you're going to have to go and collect these materials that you see here. I have storage for a lot of stuff from each of the valleys, and once you get all those items, you will then take them to Jack Skeleton. He will then give you the mask back with the potion, and you will put the mask on. Once you put the mask on, you are going to see now the paw prints in Tiana's palace. You'll clear those, and then you'll have to go and clear the ghost little night thorns. And once you do that, some more little paw prints are going to appear. You'll talk to Lumiere, and that will conclude that one. And you'll talk to him again and start Spirit Hunters. Now, you do need to make sure you will bring up their friendship levels as you're doing this. You will then go into the Beast Castle that's in the valley, and you will talk to Lumiere, and then you are going to go find Cogsworth in the mystical cave on Dazzle Beach. Once you do that, those are going to appear again. You will follow them all the way down to the bottom to that ghostly thorn with the frozen passion lilies. You will then exit after talking to them, and you will go to the Vitalist Mines, where you'll talk to Tiana, and then they will pop up again, and then you will see the frozen things again. You will then talk to Tiana, and you'll be able to leave the Vitalist Mine, and you'll have to meet Belle in the Ice Cave, which is Elsa's house. After you talk to her, those paw prints are going to show up again. And once again, the frozen little thorns are going to be at the end of those. You're then going to talk to Lumiere and give those items to him, and then you are going to go and meet them in the ice cavern, or the secret chamber in the Frosted Heights. You're going to talk to Lumiere, and he's going to tell you to go into the dark castle. You'll go in and head to the left, and you're going to go into that little back library on the first floor, get the book, and then you're going to exit and take it to Bale. Now remember, the dark castle has that portal. You go into the portal, then you go into the castle. You're then going to have to gather up the materials that it says on there. If you do not have these, you're going to have to mine or dig or whatever you have to do to get them. I already had them. You're then going to go back into the chamber on the Frosted Heights and give them to Belle. Once you give them to Belle, you're then going to turn the crystals. You're going to turn the middle one once. Then you're going to turn the one on the right twice. Then you're going to go to the one on the very left side, and you're going to turn it 3 times. And that's going to line everything up perfectly. Now you're going to talk to Lumiere. And that concludes Spirit Hunters. Now if you have his friendship level up, you're going to talk to him for his last quest, which is called Long Lost Loves. And as you talk to him, you are going to see a memory pop up. You are then going to pick up this memory and open it, and you're going to study it to see what your next steps are. As you can see, you pick it up, and it's going to show you, you know how it does on some of those quests where we have different pieces. So as you can see, this is the raccoon and the fox at the frozen bridge on the Frosted Heights. So once you do that, you'll talk to him, and he's going to tell you have to feed the fox and the raccoon. Once you're done feeding them, a memory is going to pop up where that first picture showed you where they were, which is at the frozen bridge, as soon as you walk up into the Frosted Heights. You are then going to open that memory, and it's going to show you that bridge when you first walk into the Forest of Valor. After that, you open it and you look. You're going to have to give 3 villagers their favorite gifts. Once you give villagers their favorite gifts, you're then going to go to that bridge from that second memory and open up the third memory, which is going to give you the last image in that memory. As you can see, that is a little dark area, and you're going to have to then talk to Merlin, who is going to give you some of Lumiere's flame. You're then going to take that flame along with clay, dream shard, and red roses. So you will have to gather some materials, and you're going to craft the raccoon and fox sculpture. It's then going to tell you to place the sculpture where you see those dark spots. It is to the right, that very far right side, as soon as you come up into the Forest of Valor from the plaza. You're going to place it, and then you're going to enter into the dark circle, kind of like how you enter into the dark castle. Once you enter, it's going to tell you that you're going to have to follow a light. And as you look around, you look for the mysterious light. As you can see, it's right there to the left. You can barely see it, but you have to follow it. It will not leave you. It will wait until you go through each section. Once you finish following it to the end, you're going to come across the raccoon and Lumiere. You're then going to interact with the raccoon and transfer over those little paw prints that Lumiere gave you when you first started this quest. You're then going to follow them to the exit. You will exit, and it will have you take a picture. Once you take the picture, you are then going to talk to Lumiere, and he's going to give you the outfit, or the last little gift that you're able to get from his quest, and that ends his quest line. Look how cute that is. Now you are ready to start Cogsworth. His first quest is running like clockwork. You'll have to talk to him, and then he's going to tell you that you need to craft these harmonious screens. Once you craft these screens, you're then going to place all 6 of them around Vanellope's house. You're then going to talk to Vanellope and Cogsworth, and they're going to have you remove them immediately. Like, as soon as you put them up, you have to take them right back down. So to me, it was very pointless. Once you take them down, it'll then have you talk to Vanellope. After you talk to Penelope, you're then going to talk to Cogsworth to find out your next step, which is to talk to Moana. Now, once you are talk to Moana, you will go and fish and dig out the broken pieces of the lifeguard tower or chair. And then you're going to take those and you're going to craft a lifeguard chair, and then you're going to place it on Dazzle Beach somewhere. Once you place it on Dazzle Beach, you will then have to go and talk to Moana. Then after you're done talking to Moana, for your next step, you're going to talk to Stitch. Stitch is going to have you catch Cogsworth's little tinkering parts or flying around, like his gears flying around. You're going to give those to Cogsworth, and that is going to be the end of that quest. You will then talk to Cogsworth again to start the On Her Majesty's Festive Service quest. Now remember, make sure you are bringing up their friendship levels. I do that before I start any quest. You are then going to talk to Anna first. And then after you talk to Anna, she's going to give you these little things you have to place in Dazzle Beach, Plaza by Scrooge's shop, and all these areas. And then you're going to have to craft the ice chair and craft the igloo. You will have to gather materials like snow and different items to craft these. So there may be some foraging you have to do. Once you craft them, you are then going to have to place them in the Frosted Heights. The igloo is a lot larger than I thought it was going to be. Once you are done placing them, you are then going to talk to Cogsworth, who's going to tell you that you need to go and talk to Olaf in Remy's, and you're going to serve 3 customers. Then you will get this little stand right here and place it in the Frosted Heights. And when you do that, you can then take a picture with the villagers. You're then going to talk to Anna and then talk to Cogsworth to complete that quest. Once, if you have him up to level 10, you can talk to him to do the Circle of Friendship, which is then going to have you go and talk to Timon and Pumbaa, level 7, not 10, sorry. Talk to Timon and Pumbaa in the Pride Rock. They are going to then have you gather mushrooms for Cogsworth and clay for Lumiere. I have these items, so I didn't have to go and scavenge for them. You're then going to give the clay to Lumiere and the mushrooms to Cogsworth. Once you do that, you're then going to meet them in Beast Castle, talk to Cogsworth, and then it's going to tell you all of those items that you have to have. I already have all of those, so I only had to go to the Lion King realm and search around for the bamboo. Most of them are all around the circle, and then you, right as soon as you go through the cave, you will then go to a crafting station. You're going to craft this red rose vase, which is very large. I hope we can make it again, and the leafy hammock. Once you have crafted both of those, you are going to give those to Lumiere, and there will be bugs you have to catch. Lumiere, Cogsworth. You will give those to Cogsworth as well, and he is going to place those in the Beast Castle that is in your valley. You're then going to go to Pride Rock again and put out the fires. Once you put out the fires, you're going to talk to Lumiere, who is going to put the leaf hammock out. After leaf hammock is out, you are going to talk to Cogsworth, and he's going to have you go and gather wheat, egg, milk, and sugar cane, because he's going to create like a cake, kind of little get together. You will take those items back to Cogsworth. Once you give those to him, you are then going to go to Beast Castle and talk to Cogsworth. And that will end the Circle of Friendship, and you will get those items back. Now you can talk to Cogsworth again for the Vote for Cogsworth quest. This is his last quest, and he has to be at level 10 to complete this quest. Your first thing you'll have to do is craft these 5 signs with the materials you needed and the ballot box. Like I said, you may not be able to finish these like I did. You are going to place those signs in your valley, and then you're going to take the box to Cogsworth. Once you give him the box, You are then going to talk to Jasmine, Scar, and Buzz Lightyear. After you are done talking to them, you are then going to talk to, it will start the quest for Jasmine and Scar and Cogsworth's campaign quest. So to start Cogsworth, you're going to talk to him, and he is going to have you complete dreamlight duties, as you can see here. Once you complete the dreamlight duties, there's 5 of them, which is super easy. So this one was pretty simple. You'll talk to him, and that will you will talk to Merlin. You will talk to Belle and Mushu. Once you're done talking to them, and you will talk to Cogsworth again to complete Cogsworth's campaign, which is a part of the vote for Cogsworth. To start Jasmine's, you are going to talk to her. She's going to tell you that you need to go and clean up the trash that is in the Forest of Valor. You have to fish them and dig them up. To fish them out, there will be sparkling. To dig them, you just have to kind of look closely. It looks like brick hanging out, and it's kind of hard to see. You're then going to give Jasmine the trash. Once you give Jasmine the trash, it's going to have you talk to Aladdin, Kristoff, and Anna. Once you are done talking to Aladdin, Kristoff, and Anna, it's going to have you check back in with Jasmine, and that will complete Jasmine's campaign. Now you can complete Scar's campaign. He gave you flowers to cook his winning stew, to try and get people to vote for him, and you will give one to Mother Gothel. You are then going to give one to Jack Skellington, and then the last one you are going to give to Olaf. Once you give all of those stews, you will talk to Scar, and then you're going to talk to Cogsworth. To Cogsworth, it'll tell you to go into Dreamlight Castle, and you're going to talk to Cogsworth again and determine who wins. I chose Jasmine to win. Once you do that, the banner for the winner you place in your valley somewhere, and then you're able to take a picture. Once you take the picture, you then talk to all 3 of them, Cogsworth, Scar, and Jasmine. And that will conclude the quest. You'll talk to Cogsworth one last time, and he will give you the last of his gifts from his friendship quest line. It is super cute. I hope you like this video. I really think I hope it was very helpful. I will be doing the Beauty and the Beast bundle quest here soon and show you all of those. So make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss that upcoming video. And thank you so much for watching.